gamyamānasya gamanam kathaṁ nāmopapatsyate gamyamāne vi-gamanaṁ yadā naivopapadyate.
Gamyamānasya gamanam kathaṁ nāmopapatsyate gamyamānam vi-gamanaṁ yadā naivopapadyate. MMK chapter 2 verse 3. Yeah, you might notice that my reciting was a little different from the wording of the reciting by Kasinath of bodhisvara.com. So again, it's because the text was amended by scholars like Anne MacDonald and Xiao Yongye after the text was established that bodhisvara.com relied on, which goes back to de Vallée de Poussin, I think, a French scholar of 100 years or so ago. So the translation: how, pray, will visiting of the now being visited take place, when it is not at all possible without the visiting for there to be a now being visited? So the first verse, the opening verse of the chapter, has a memorable punchline that says gamyamānam na gamyate. So the now being visited, gamyamānam, that's nominative singular neuter in that expression, gamyamānam, na, not, gamyate, visited. So the now being visited is not visited. This is such an important point. So we've explored it already, and we'll explore it again verse by verse. The next three verses all have in their first pada the phrase gamyamānasya gamanam. So gamanam is the na neuter action noun from the verbal root gam, to go to visit. So gamanam means going, or going to, or visiting. Nominative singular neuter, gamanam. There is going. And going of what? Or going to of what? Visiting of what? Gamyamānasya is genitive, so it means of. So gamyamānasya means of gamyamāna, of the now being visited. So gamyamānasya gamanam means there is visiting of the now being visited. So this is so important. This is so important to understand. It's taken me 35 years to become. It's taken me 25 years of suspecting something, and just in the last couple of years, the last 4 years I've been studying MMK, the penny's begun to drop what Nagarjuna's getting at here. So if you talk in terms of mindfulness, when people try to be mindful of reality here and now, they're creating a separation. They're turning reality here and now into an objective thing that they're struggling to be mindful of. And in the same way, it's a doubt I felt between reading Master Dogen's Shobogenzo and Gudo Nishijima's commentary on Shobogenzo, or his teaching of Shobogenzo. Because the way Nishijima Sensei always expressed it, it's like we're living in reality. And in order to realize reality, the traditional practice is to practice Zazen. But when you study Shobogenzo chapter by chapter, it's obvious that Master Dogen is always coming back just to one simple message: just sit. Just go to the forest and spend your life sitting in the full lotus posture. And in the chapter 72, that message is particularly clear. The chapter 72 is called Zammai or Zammai, the Samadhi, which is king of Samadhis. And that Samadhi, which is king of Samadhis, is just to sit in the full lotus posture. It would be impossible prays sitting in the lotus posture more strongly than Master Dogen does in that chapter. He pulls out all the stops. So that chapter made a big impression on me when I was young. I couldn't fail to understand that Master Dogen was saying the most important thing is taza, sitting. Ta means action. Action, like he says in here, in the verse we had yesterday. Chesta yatra gatis tatra. Where there is bodily action, there is a way to go. So Master Dogen, with his emphasis on taza, he's saying the most important thing is the action. And in that, he a remarkable statement. Taza wa buppo, buppo wa taza. So buppo means butsu, Buddha, and ho, Dharma. Buppo means the Buddha Dharma. So the Buddha Dharma is sitting. Sitting is the Buddha Dharma. So he's not saying that the Buddha Dharma is the most important thing. In other words, reality is the most important thing. And we sit in order to realize reality. He's saying sitting is the Buddha Dharma. If you want to translate Dharma as reality, it means sitting is Buddha's reality. So it very much relates to what we were discussing in connection with yesterday's verse. The now being visited, we said yesterday, there is a way to go in the now being visited because action is in the now being visited. So the now being visited is not an objective reality that we're here to realise. Our efforts are in the now being visited. So again, Carlo Rovelli's discoveries are helpful to clarify the point, because Carlo Rovelli is suggesting that ultimately there are no things like stones. There's no objective stuff out there like stones. The ultimate thing, when you get right down to it, is not an atom as a thing unto itself, or an electron as a thing unto itself, or a muon as a separately existing thing. What there is ultimately, at the most minute level, are happenings. So events. So the Buddha Dharma is a happening. We are living in a happening. We're not living in objective reality, because there's no such thing as objective reality. We're living in an unfolding happening. It's like playing in a match of rugby. A game of rugby is a Dharma happening. It's not that there's an objective thing called a game of rugby that you participate in. You are playing the game of rugby. You're part of what's happening. So this is such a difficult thing to get one's head around, that Nagarjuna explores it verse by verse. So verse 3, verse 4, verse 5 all begin in the first pada with gamyamānasya gamyamānam, visiting of the now being visited. See, that's what we're doing in a sense. We've got this phrase gamyamāna, which means, I punched the air when I translated it as the now being visited, because before that time, when I translated it as the now being moved or the being moved, the chapter didn't make any sense. But as soon as I translated gamyamāna as the now being visited, it was like, it was like 3 lucky sevens on a fruit machine all lined up and hit the jackpot. The whole thing fell into place. So gamyamāna means the now being visited. So that what we're doing in this chapter, ironically enough, is visiting the now being visited with our intellects. Having punched the air and got the right translation of it. Ironically enough, I'm doing what I'm not supposed to do, which is visiting intellectually what the now being visited is. Whereas the teaching of this verse and the next 2 verses too is how can we visit the now being visited? So again, gamyamānasya gamanam. The visiting, gamanam, of, genitive, asya, of the now being visited. Gamyamāna is now being visited. Genitive, of the now being visited, gamyamānasya. And gamanam, nominative singular neuter, gamanam means there is. Gamyamānasya gamanam, there is visiting of the now being visited. Then the second para is a question, kathaṁ, how. Then nama means by name, but with a question, it's kind of like emphatic, like how in God's name, you might say in English idiom. Kathaṁ nama, how in God's name. How pray. Kathaṁ nama upapatyate is third person singular plural of upapad. And upapad means spring up. Happen. Take place. So kathaṁ nāmopapatsyate. So nama plus upapadyate is nāmopapatsyate. Kathaṁ nāmopapatsyate. How will it take place? Gamyamānasya gamanam kathaṁ nāmopapatsyate. How, pray, will visiting of the now being visited take place? Gamyamānam vi-gamanaṁ. So gamyamānam again is the now being visited, and here it's nominative singular, gamyamānam. So there is the now being visited. Vi-gamanaṁ. I think on bodhisvara.com it says vi, that's two, gamane. So it means in two goings in that version. But this version says vi-gamanaṁ is nominative neuter singular agreeing with gamyamānam, and the vi means without. As a prefix, vi can mean, but it's etymologically vi and dvi are thought to be the same origin. So dvi means two. So two in the sense of one thing being separated into two. So vi means apart, therefore apart from, and therefore without. So vi-gamanaṁ means without gamanam. So gamyamānam vi-gamanaṁ is there is a now being visited without visiting, without the visiting. Then the fourth para, yadā naivopapadyate. Yadā means when. Naivopapadyate is na plus eva plus upapadyate. So na, not, eva, emphatic, at all. Upapadyate, it is possible. Third person singular of upapad, to be possible. So upapad means in the first line, the second pada, I've translated it as to take place. So upapad means to take place, to happen, or to be possible. So naivopapadyate means it's not at all possible. So yadā naivopapadyate, when it is not at all possible, vi-gamanaṁ, without the visiting, gamyamānam, there is a now being visited. So working from the English, how, pray, kathaṁ nama, will visiting, gamanam, of the now being visited, gamyamānasya, take place, upapadyate, will take place, upapadyate, when, yadā, it is not at all possible, naivopapadyate, without the visiting, vi-gamanaṁ, for there to be and now being visited, gamyamānam. So the question is, let's say we're talking about sitting in zazen. We sit in zazen in order to realize reality. And the question is, in other words, how will realizing of the reality take place when it is not at all possible without the sitting for there to be the reality? It's the same refutation of the idea that subject realizes object. By sitting in zazen, I realize reality. No, that's not true. What Dogen's teaching is, and he's echoing Nagarjuna, is that without me sitting in zazen, there is no Buddha Dharma, there is no reality. So you can't say, how can you say, when I sit in zazen, I am living in reality and I realize reality? The basis, the fundamental assumption of that statement is that there is me and there is reality. And what Nagarjuna is at pains to clarify is the Buddha's teaching that all being empty means there is no separate me and there is no objective reality.
gamyamānasya gamanam kathaṁ nāmopapatsyate gamyamāne vi-gamanaṁ yadā naivopapadyate.
Gamyamānasya gamanam kathaṁ nāmopapatsyate gamyamānam vi-gamanaṁ yadā naivopapadyate.